In this lesson, we look at graphical presentation of data, which is a continuation of our revision for WIOC students. In our previous revision, we looked at one way of analyzing data, which is the representation of data using the frequency table and the cumulative frequency table. So another way we can present data is by the use of graph. Graphs such as bar charts, histogram, pie chart, and etc. can be used to present data in a more concise manner. So how do we do that? We have an example here. In this example, we are going to use bar charts, to be precise, to represent or to present this data. By the way, what is a bar chart? A bar chart is one of the most popular types of diagram used to show statistical information. It consists of rectangular bars of equal width whose heights or lengths are proportional to the quantities or size of the items that are being represented. So in drawing the bar chart, the height of the chart is proportional to the quantity being represented. We normally make use of rectangular bars to represent a data. That is why the name bar chart. So how do we represent this data using a bar chart? We have a graph book here. And in doing that, we choose a scale based on the data given to us here. First of all, let's get our X and Y axis on this graph. And the X and Y axis drawn. So we will choose a scale based on the data we want to represent. So looking at this data here, I have a year which runs from 1991 to 1995. And I have items produced which run from 4,000 to 2,000. So I will represent the item produced on the vertical axis, that is the y-axis. And we call it, this is y-axis. And based on this data, we choose a scale. A standard wire graph is 2 centimeters, and the distance between one board line and another board line is 2 centimeters. So in this case, what I have here is a standard wire graph. So I'm using a unit of 2 centimeters to represent 1,000 units based on this data here. So on the y-axis, my unit on my scale rather is 2 centimeters to 1,000 units. Here will be 1,000. Here will be 2,000. Here will be 3,000, 4,000. I think that is the highest. Okay, I have 5,000. Okay, and let's draw the graph. Now, in drawing a bar chart, each bar or all the bar, let me put it that way, must have equal width. That is, if I am drawing from this point to this point, the width, mean the distance along the horizontal, this must be the same. For example, I cannot have one bar as wide as this, then have another one tiny like this. No, that is wrong. They must have equal width. But the height, on the other hand, must correspond to the data you are representing. So we need to make use of ruler here. This graph, if it were to be paper graph, you will see there will be one bold line in between here, which you can make use of to draw the graph. Well, saying this is a digital graph. The line is not showing clearly. I will just assume it's at the middle here. So my first data, or my first entry here is 4,000. I will start from 4,000, draw down. Okay. Let's assume I take this next line and draw it down. Then we connect that. Okay, that is for the first data. Then what does it correspond? That is 1991. Under it, I'll write 1991. 1991. Item produced. So the next bar I'm going to draw now, I will leave a gap from this very bar to the next bar. I will leave a gap that is equal to this very first gap that I leave here. So in drawing a bar chart, the width must be equal, the gap must also be equal. So the next bar will be in this middle of leaf gap. If you are using your graph book, you will see a bold line that you can pick, or you count the number of boxes. How many boxes do I leave here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will leave 5 boxes here. If I draw the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So my next line should start from here. Now the data I want to represent, what is the value? 1,500. 1,500. 1,500. This is 1,000. This is 2,000. 1,500 should be at the middle. It should be somewhere here. Here. There. Okay, so they will complete it. That is for 1992. 1992. Let's write it under 1992. Okay, in the next bar, we count how many boxes we look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the gap between them must be equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one is going to start here. Let me put a mark there. Put a mark. What is the beta? That is 3,000. Going all the way to 3,000. 3,000. Remove 3,000. Okay, we complete that. That is 1993. 1993. And the next one is 2,500. As usual, you leave a gap that is equal to the gap we have been using, which is 5 units, counting 5 tiny boxes. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one is somewhere here. Somewhere here. And the data is 2,500. 2,500 should be here. Go up a little. Yeah. Okay, that is 1994. 1994 data. 1994. And then finally, 1995, we are going all the way to 5,000. 5,000. Remember, we must leave equal gap. All these gap here should be equal. And also the width of each bar should be equal. It's only the height that corresponds to the data being represented. So how many gaps are we leaving? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are right here. So let me put a mark, then place my ruler again. That is it. Going all the way to 5,000. Okay, that is 1995. 1995. So this is a bar chart showing this data that we have here.